Why, what's happened?
Colin Burton didn't pull through. He died late this afternoon.
Anyhow, old Post reckons the bee was something to kill. I don't know. The bee's gonna be ropeable when she gets out of that pound. No wonder young Sharon doesn't want to come in here.
Oh, get serious. She had to go and see the governor. Anyway, maybe she can fancy having breakfast with a bunch of wowsers who keep trying to run her life.
What would you know? You can't even run your own bloody life.
I thought you weren't speaking to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste me bloody breath.
Come on, cut it out, the two of you.
You tell her to cut it out. I'm allowed to have my own opinions, and I still reckon Sharon makes a lot of sense.
Pig, she does.
How would you know? You won't even listen to it. Sounds all right to me. All they do is sit around and love each other. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
For God's sake, Maxine, I have seen it, you haven't. There's a lot more to it than that, believe me. Now, don't you go getting mixed up in it.
Now you're trying to tell me what to do. How come everyone over 30 reckons they know better than we do?
Please, you mustn't argue. It's bad for your digestion.
First sensible thing I've heard all morning.
That's right. Cease fire over the meal, okay?
Listen, don't worry. If I know B, she's dead. What?
Oh, no.
He died last night.
Oh, Sharon, I'm so sorry.
I can't believe it. I still don't know how it all happened. They're charging me with murder.
Hey, there's a few in this morning, Auntie Jane. They also ring after 9.
That's good. Anything interesting?
Oh, sure. One of them's bound to work out. Hey, Major, get out of it. Major, come on. Come on, boy. I said, get out of it, you
You sadistic little bitch, I saw that!
Don't you push me round, you old dyke!
Get out.
Oh, I didn't
Just
mean...
pack your things and get out, right now!
She talks a lot of garbage.
Says who?
Says me.
Maxine, can we talk?
You mean if you can lecture me again, I reckon I've had a gutful already.
I do not want to lecture anyone, especially you. It's just that this whole thing has got way out of hand.
Yeah? And whose fault's that?
Oh, okay. You've got me down as the villain of the piece, and right now I'm too wrung out to argue with you. But you saw Sharon's face in...
Yeah. And now she's copping a murder charge because you want her to do things your way.
I never wanted it to go that far. None of us did. Maxine, whether you believe it or not, I really love that kid. And that's why I want this whole argument to stop. Not for me, but for Sharon.
Yeah, all right. I'll quit the fighting. But I'm not going to change my mind about who's right.
Nobody is asking you to. I just want the fighting to stop. Especially between you and Lizzie. Maxine, Lizzie is your friend. Oh, is all this worth losing a friend over?
No, I guess not. Okay, I'll lay off Lizzie. But I'm telling you, you got Buckley's of getting her to lay off me. Silly old bugger.
How much longer?
Look, Auntie Jane, I'm sorry about what happened. Please don't make me leave. Well, I know I've messed things up.
It wouldn't have worked, Lucy. You're a vindictive little bitch, and that's the last thing I need around here. You deliberately attacked that dog for no reason, and I won't stand for that.
But he went for me. Don't worry, I'm going.
Haven't you forgotten something?
What?
You still have several $100s of mine. I want it back.
But if you take that away, I'll have nothing to live on. I've got no job, nowhere to stay. I need that money. Please, Auntie. You're the only family I've got.
That's never made a difference when I've needed any help. All right. But it's a loan, remember? I want it back.
Oh, sure. I'll pay you back, I promise.
Oh, you'll pay me back, all right. You'd be a very silly little girl not to. because I never forget a debt.
Miss Roberts, I'm Ray Gilbert. The court has appointed me to
Yes, I know.
The officer in reception said you were in the hospital. You're not sick, I hope?
Just run down. Please, Mr. Gilbert, is all this necessary?
Well, I have to talk to you about your defence. Now, the way I see it, our best bet is diminished responsibility.
No.
Well, I don't understand.
I was not insane, temporarily or otherwise, and I won't allow you to say I was.
Miss Roberts, as your lawyer, it's
You're not my lawyer. At least not by my choice. It was a court's decision to appoint you.
Granted, but I still intend to defend you. The least you can do is give me something to go on.
I told everything to the police.
Yes, I know. I have a copy of the statement, but I need more.
Well, I have nothing else to say.
But that statement tells me virtually nothing. I need to know how, why. With only that statement, I can't defend you. Don't you understand?
No, Mr. Gilbert, you don't understand. There's no way anyone can defend me. I'm guilty.
Well, they wouldn't keep her in hospital if she wasn't ill. I told you what I saw. Poor Petra.
Oh, don't start that again,
Oh, look,
Pixie.
whatever this Dr. Collins has got, there isn't enough for all of us girls, so come.
Yeah, I reckon if anybody's going to get breakfast in bed from a handsome fellow and a kiss of life, it ought to be me.
You old sex maniac. You'd be chasing him around the surgery all day.
Yeah, well, it takes one to know one.
I reckon we're two of a kind, Lizzie.
Yeah, well, maybe we are. You shouldn't let what other people think turn us against each other.
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Well, it's about bloody time.
Oh, you're going to be friends again. I love happy endings.
Oh, knock that off. You'll have us getting married next.
Anyway, I probably did get too big for me boots. And as for you, Maxie, you always run off at the mouth before you get your brain in gear.
Are you saying I'm in the wrong, Lizzie?
I'm saying we were probably both in the wrong. Now, come on, let's get on with some work.
Yes, that's a great idea. How about it, Maxine?
No, just hold your horses. The only reason why I tried to be friends is because you're too bloody old to understand what was all about. And even if she did, she wouldn't admit she was in the wrong.
Here we go again.
Are you talking about me?
The cap fits, wear it.
The trouble with you, Maxie, is that you're always in the wrong, but you never will admit it.
Well, I had a bloody good teacher, didn't I?
Oh, bugger you. I'm not going to waste me time.
Good morning, Anne Reynolds speaking.
Good morning, Mrs. Reynolds. It's the building division of the Department of Public Works here. My name's Barlow.
Yes, Mr. Barley, what can I do for you?
Well, it seems like we've yet to do a final check on the new construction work at Wentworth. I have all the plans here. I wonder if it would be convenient for me to call and do the inspection.
Whenever it suits you, Mr. Barlow. What about today?
That would be fine. We would like to complete the file as soon as possible.
Yes, of course. Shall we say later this morning?
Fine.
Come in.
Oh, and thank you for your cooperation.
Not at all. I'll be happy to give you any assistance you need when you're here. Goodbye. Thank you, Mrs. Barfield. Well, how are you feeling today, Roberts?
I'm fine. I think I slept a little better in the hospital.
Well, don't do any work unless you really feel up to it. I think Dr. Collins is a bit worried about you.
I'm all right, really. Things have just been getting me down.
That's understandable. I think this might cheer you up a bit.
Oh, good. Does that mean the department has given the go-ahead for the school?
Not exactly, but it's just a formality. And when they do, I'll see that you're reimbursed for the outlay on these. I did a bit of running around at home, and I found some books that my son Paul had left from his HSC year. I don't know whether they're any use to you, but he says you're welcome to them.
Thanks, Mrs. Reynolds.
What you're doing for the women is long overdue. I'm certain it'll be a great success.
When can I start?
Well, until the department gives the official approval, I'm afraid it'll have to be during recreation time. What about after lunch?
Marvellous. I'll let the others know. Thanks again.
There was one other thing. Your Aunt Jane brought the books in. She was a little bit hurt when she heard that you wouldn't see anyone.
Please, Mrs. Reynolds. I just can't cope with visitors right now. Especially family. I know how they must hate me.
Aren't you being a bit unfair to them? Especially your sister.
Emma. She's all right, isn't she?
Well, your aunt's a bit worried about her. Apparently she refuses to eat until she sees you. I really think it'd help if you would see her. I can't force you to.
All right,
but,
Mrs. Reynolds. I'll see her.